Oh boy, it's time for us to gather. And oh boy, don't think there's anything I'd rather do than be with you. Talking about all that is true for our hearts and the new day upon us. Do, 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 day upon us. Do, 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 do. Welcome to the morning. Do, 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 do. Welcome to the morning. Do, 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 do. Hi. Good morning. I am John Halcyon-Stin. This is the Daily Love Morning broadcast every day, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Pretty much every day. If there's a travel reason why I cannot be here, I'm not here. My priority is immediacy. And heads up, I will be traveling starting, I won't be here Thursday. I will be in the North, Big Sur, and Monterey, and Esalen. So, if you are here, I would love to hear from you. Say hello, leave a comment, see your name and your face, and love to hear what you're grateful for. Good morning, Pamela. Hello to you in NorCal. And Alex is here from Tahoe. Yay! And Gerbot is here as well. I am live on Facebook and on YouTube right now. So if you hear me saying hello to someone that you don't see their name, it's not you. It is, I am poly broadcasting right now. Oh, I am so grateful for a feast I had yesterday. I've got my tomato plants are just going off. And so I went to the store and got some fresh mozzarella and had fresh mozzarella and my homegrown tomatoes. And I was just feeling like living off the land. I mean, except for the cheese that I bought. But, still, a little bit, just even if I put like a few of my tomatoes into a store-bought salad, or I still feel like, yeah, I'm a farmer. So I'm super grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the experience of gardening, what that does for me in the returning to the gratitude of the process of food and energy. For the longest time, it did not even occur to me that we're ingesting sun energy. Always. When I'm having that tomato, yes, I'm eating this tomato and I'm drawing energy and nutrients from it. But that tomato, the plant pulled the energy from the sun. It's sun energy transferred to the plant transferring to me. And if I'm eating meat, that animal is taking energy from a plant that took it from the sun. So it's the sun, 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 sun. Whoa! So I'm grateful for the sun as I eat that tomato and as I look outside at this beautiful day. What are you grateful for today? Good morning, Steve. Hello. Good morning, Bernice. Hello in the OC. Caprese, that's what it's called. I was trying to remember what those salads are. I didn't buy any basil, though. I think you're supposed to do basil, tomato, and mozzarella, right? And to be fair, after a while, I was just eating straight mozzarella. I can't help it. Good morning, Iris. Iris is back from Israel. Grateful to play in the warm ocean at home. Water is 82. Where is that ocean 82? That almost sounds too warm. Audio sounds quiet to you? Oh, I know what. Thank you, Painty. Yes, I did not have my microphone in front of me. Yay! Thank you, Engineer Painty. I got a new setup here. You can tell I'm in my bedroom now, and I'm trying to make things work, but it requires me to be smarter. Good morning, Christopher. Christopher is grateful for a perfect summer day yesterday, a wonderful ride through the country to hang out with friends and boat and have a picnic, and later a dance on the rooftop with burner friends and meeting new friends in the city. Boom, that does sound like a pretty perfect day. Thank you for sharing, Christopher. I love the process of group gratitude. I'm grateful for a visit to the evening Zoom gratitude that I host. That was Joanna, online friend, and we've met at festivals as well that I haven't seen in many years. I don't know how many years. Had to be maybe 10? But she popped into the gratitude circle last night, and it was so wonderful to share the gratitude Zoom experience with her. And she'd said, she'd known that I've been doing it for years and finally wanted to pop in, and she had this beautiful share that was encouraging to hear a fellow love ambassador doing her own thing in the world and then bringing it into our gratitude circle, which I always welcome you to do as well. Wrightsville, North Carolina. North Carolina. See, this is why they don't let me make maps. Salona! Salona is grateful for solar-powered AC because I live in, is that Atlanta? No, Austin? Yes, ATX. Boy, I hear so many good things about Austin and about Texas. No, not about Texas, about Austin. And then people from Austin tune into the gratitude circles at noon and they tell me how hot it is outside. And I think, absolutely no fucking way. Like, if it gets in the 80s in San Diego, I fall apart. I don't leave the house. I feel like I'm living, on the North Pole, like trying to survive. Like, if I go outside, I will die. Maybe the North Pole is the wrong example, but I'm just thinking of, like crazy isolation weather. Phoenix type weather. Salona clarifying, no. Texas sucks, says the 6th generation Texan on both sides. Thank you. Sorry, did not mean to. Appreciate your expertise in this area. Ooh, Salona pondering moving to New Zealand. Good morning, Al. Al is saying that Austin is an oasis of sanity in a state of redacted. Look at us throwing shade on a whole state. -1 city. I've only been to Austin during South by Southwest, and that was years ago. But I used to go every year for South by Southwest. And I had so many good experiences there. It made me feel like the vibe was a very San Diegan-like version of Texas. What else are you grateful for? I got so much gratitude. I am grateful. I'm grateful for Pride. I did not attend Pride this weekend. And I think I did the right thing by staying home. I was just I had like a rash on my face, which is doing much better. I don't even think I can see it now, but and I was hot, and so I wanted to stay indoors and be productive, and I'm feeling good about the way I use my time. But when I did go run an errand Saturday after the parade, and I saw people returning from the parade, and it reminded me, oh my gosh, the vibe during Pride is so good. Oh, I so appreciate the energy. And as I said, on that day here, that I'm a predominantly straight white male. Well, all white, but predominantly straight. And although I have alternative tendencies, and I am so grateful for the bravery and courage of every human that shows up as their true self in the world. And that is just a fact of life if you are outside the normal hetero definitions of normalcy that we have been subjected to. And there's some people that hold in and they wear their mask in the world, and then they go to Burning Man and they express themselves and they're free. And there's some people that live in the closet with their sexuality and their gender identities, but the people that can live that way in the world, even in the world that is rolling their eyes at them or judging them silently or overtly. Like that is powerful medicine for the rest of us, and I am so grateful. Pamela is grateful for practicing being more grounded. Whoo, that's a good one. I'm also grateful. I just saw my Facebook memories pop up, and I saw last year at Pride, I had my phone stolen. I was wearing a little side pocket belt that was open. I just had my phone hanging in it, which I always do, because I figured, like, who steals an iPhone? It's worthless, right? Well, apparently many people got their phones stolen at Pride. Unfortunately, every phone is valued at a level that is below the threshold for the police to care. You would think that, 100 iPhones would be enough that they would say, hey, this is a crime ring. Let's do these. So I ended up doing Find My iPhone. I drove down to Chula Vista to where the parking lot area where it was. I even confronted somebody and said, hey, do you got my phone? Hey, it's no big deal. I'll buy it off you. Just give it back. And I don't think it was the right person, because they were pretty offended. And that was not my best moment. But I was thinking today, one of the reasons why I didn't go to Pride was because every other year that I've gone there, I have been intoxicated. And I have enjoyed crowded events with a buzz. And in my version of sobriety, I am very aware that I'm not as comfortable in large crowds sober. And which is one of the reasons why I decided not to go. I was like, maybe that would be too much. I mean, not that I would be tempted, but I would have the thoughts like, oh, this was a lot more fun, when I was buzzed. But looking at my memories today, I remembered, oh, when I was buzzed walking around, I had my phone stolen, and I was kind of out of it, and I was like, what? And I was like, went back to the porta potty. I thought I dropped it in, and I went to there, and I spent so much time trying to figure out what happened, and I wonder if I would have been susceptible to theft if I was not in my buzzed flow state. So I'm grateful for the clarity that I have in this current chapter of my life. Yeah, Salona's saying many spectrum people self-medicate to deal with the extra stimulation. I, it was a real hard first couple months. I'm now a little over 4.5 months of being off of intoxicants, which for me is booze, GHB, and ketamine. And in the first couple months, I had a real come to Jesus self introspection process of going like, wait a minute, am I who I thought I was? Am I the outgoing social person I thought I was? Or is that who I am with a buzz? I have social anxiety. And my default mode is not as energized and outgoing when I'm in a sober state. And so then I had to be like, oh shit, like, is this person that people like, is that who am I now? Will people still like this version of me? Will I like doing the same things as this person? And the answer to both is yes. But one of the reasons why I shaved my head was because I'm like, okay, I gotta put it all down and then decide what I want to put back on. And I think maybe going to a crowded pride parade is one of those things. Like, okay, I gotta decide if that's something that I would enjoy. And this year it was not. Salona saying making new boundaries makes sense, and it's similar issues with menopause and hormones. That makes sense. Thank you, Christopher. Al is grateful for the cool weather in London. Wish I could say I wasn't terrified for Southern Europe, however. Well, um, I will focus on the gratitude. I forget you're in London, Al. Man, I love that. And Pierre just chimed in to say hello. Good morning, Pierre. Pierre is in Amsterdam. I'm in San Diego, California. Steve is grateful for a safe and uneventful drive to NorCal and back with my daughter over the weekend. Yay! I so appreciate the, I don't know if subtle is the right word, but there's the joy of dancing half naked in a pride parade, and there's the joy of going on a road trip with your daughter and spending time with a loved one. And I think that this evolving new version of me is really not trying, but actually succeeding at finding joy in more subtle things. I've been talking a lot lately about my new relationship and my just fairy tale love affair that has been happening. And, my deepest joy is just spending time with her. Good morning, Lionessa. Yay, good morning, good to see you. You are in Arizona, I believe, which means you are in also Team Warm. I appreciate hearing about all the wild weather because it makes me appreciate San Diego more. And it also makes me realize how freaking fragile I am. Salona said, I had to question similar things. I thought I was very extroverted and then COVID and realized I'm good in lockdown. Well, menopause hit hard, but hubby and kiddo were not. Yeah, when lockdown happened, I'm like, so I stay indoors all the time and talk to webcams? Like, what's the difference? Which is one of the reasons why I was out of the country when first lockdowns hit, and I decided that I would return to the US because I felt like I had a skill to be of service, that I could help people use webcams, which is why I started doing the gratitude circles twice a day, which I'm still doing now, or 3 times a day. And yeah, like when people say, man, I can't handle another Zoom meeting, I'm like, you should come to my gratitude circles. It's not what you think it is. Yeah, I loved lockdown too, or a lot of parts of it. The parts that I didn't, when lockdown opened up, I was like, wait, are we going to return to that pressure to do? I liked that feeling of like, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. And I feel like we haven't returned. I feel like pre-lockdown, like if you RSVP'd to an event on Facebook and then didn't go, it was like uncool. And now it's like, you're allowed to just be like, nah, I'm going to change. I'm not going to make it. I don't know. Why not? I don't feel like it. At least that's how I feel. Al is a Londoner with a Seattle-based Burning Man camp. Oh, Burning Man! Who else is going to the burn? Me. I've been doing some Burning Man planning. That's been fun. Who else has got something that they're grateful for? Joyous is super grateful for a restful Sunday and an early start to the week. To week 15 of finding a new job and a place to live. Feeling positive, new moon, new opportunities. Go, 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 Joyous. Feeling optimistic for you. I am grateful for a chance to record a new episode of Stay Spark today. We have been, taken a hiatus for a few weeks because we've all been traveling. And so we're going to record an episode today about money and our relationship to money, which I'm looking forward to. Renee, hello, good morning. Renee is grateful for lovely sunset gourmet dinners. Oh la la. And grateful for my dating portal opening, which has been bringing in brilliant, creative, talented, fun, beautiful men. Living the dream. Awesome, Renee. Gerbot says, best pandemic ever. Gerbot, also grateful for all the amazing transportation infrastructure we use all the time and take for granted. I love driving. Thank you. I so love mundane gratitudes or gratitudes for things that are just part of life. You know, I'm going to put that down on my list. I'm making a list of the good mundane ones. So roads and driving and infrastructure. I mean, plumbing is the one that I always go to. Wait a minute. Imagine how much different my life would be if there wasn't this network of pipes that delivered clean water. And how much goes into that? Crazy. Oh yeah, Pierre is going to Portugal for Boom. I'm guessing that you're grateful for that. Not so. Have fun at Boom. Enjoy your work as much as possible, Pamela. Amy's going to Bern. Yeah. Amy's also grateful for the Pride Parade March with the San Diego Burners. I saw some pictures of that. It looked really fantastic as always. I have good memories. I never marched with Burning Man at Pride, but I marched with my mom. Wait, did I? No, I can't remember. Oh well. I love the connection with Burning Man and Pride. I think there's a real beautiful overlap in the 10 principles. Good morning, John. John's going to be at 7:15 and F on the playa. John is grateful for my good friends for co-creating a new camp for the Burn. So much growth coming up. Ooh, that is exciting and daunting, the idea of a new camp. Anyway, we've built so much infrastructure over 13, 14 years of Pink Heart that the idea of starting fresh is exciting and daunting. I guess that's what I just said. Alex is grateful for hot weather after a torturous long winter in the mountains. Warm it up. So one more thing I was going to share, one more gratitude that I have, a memory I had today before we have our hug and then go off into our days. Oh, I also want to remind people that part of the Love Morning, in addition to sharing gratitude, is to just take an opportunity, a moment to just go, wait, who do I want to be today? I would encourage you to seek opportunities to connect, ways that you can be kind, things you can be grateful for, focus on being present when you can with people, authentic when you can. Try to notice when you're in a pattern and when you can be courageous. And then when the day happens, as you have opportunities to answer an email or listen to a request or have a conversation, you can be the person that you want to be and not fall into a reactive state. That's what I try to use this for. Okay, so the thing I was going to share, so we're going to do our show today about money attitudes. And I had this memory today of years ago. I had a consulting company, and one of my clients was Taco Bell. And when I first got them as a client, so what I did for them is I made mini documentaries for their marketing people. They were not public, but their marketing teams and their executives, they have these target markets of people that they're totally disconnected to, like college kids, And so they would hire companies to make little like day in the life movies about their customers so that they could evaluate the direction of the company and their foods better. So like I made one about people who eat in their cars. And I had to find people who eat in their cars, follow them around, and make some conclusions and stuff, and little like case studies. I did one on people who do not eat at Taco Bell, and why. I did one on, I'm trying to remember. Anyways, so but before I got hired for my first one, I had a friend that worked there that was like, hey, we hire these huge firms. They charge so much money, but I think you could do just as good a job. Why don't you submit a proposal? So I submitted a proposal, and it was cool because I'd done everything. I'd been like a video blogger. And for the proposal, I had to say, I'm going to hire an editor, and I'm going to hire a videographer, and I'm going to, it was a much bigger project with a lot of other people involved. And so I submitted my proposal, and my friend said, great. I'm going to just add $10,000 so that they take you seriously. And I was like, what? Because I was trying to keep it as lean, as cheap as possible because I wanted the job. And this was a mind blower for me. that attitude, keep it as cheap as possible so that I can get the work, is not always accurate and helpful. And this is the way that she explained it and became really clear to me in working with them is in some situations, if you're dealing with, a startup bootstrapping company and they can barely afford it, they need someone to do it as cheap as possible. But if you're dealing with a corporation that's got a budget, nobody is rewarded for doing it as cheap as possible. They want to know that they are going to be delivering something of value. So let's say you're a manager, you're in some situation where you're trying to cover your ass. You've been given a task, and one of the things in the task is make this movie. So you got to hire someone to make this movie. You want to hire someone and know that in some situations that you got the best, so that you want to be able to tell your bosses, we did the best we could. This is what we got. So whatever happens now, because let's say it doesn't work, it's not good. And then they go, oh, but it's cheap. Their boss is going to be like, what the fuck? We are moving so fast. We're talking about millions and millions of dollars here. And you saved us, 10 grand. And now we're a month behind. Like, you failed. So even if it is a month behind, if they can say, I hired the best, I hired someone who was great, that is of value to them. So sometimes you put yourself out of the running if you, through your pricing, are telling somebody that you are not the best. That can take a lot of courage, and I admit there are certain areas of my life where that is much more difficult for me to do than others. But purely as a tactical way of communicating through the language of money, that is something to keep in mind. Kat is here. Hello, good morning. And Penny is here too. Good morning. Better late than never. Absolutely. We're going to do a hug in just 1 or 2 minutes. Just a couple seconds more to leave a gratitude if you'd like one. Good morning, Brent. And Kiri. Kiri is grateful to catch the morning broadcast and lovely to see my face. Thank you. My face with my rash that is mostly cleared up. Kat saying, as a freelance web designer, I definitely struggle with this. I'm not a money person, but I have to speak their language. Yeah, money is energy, and sometimes more money is establishing I'm going to take this seriously, and I need you to take this seriously too. All right, you beautiful folks. I am feeling charged up, ready to hit this day. Going to focus on connection and kindness and presence and authenticity. Going to look for things to be grateful for. And I welcome you to be a love ambassador with me in the world. And wherever you are, let's give ourselves a hug and feel yourself being held by my arms, the arms of everyone here. Sinking into that place of connection and oneness, knowing that we're all so much more alike than we are different. Knowing we're all doing the best we can with what we got. Heading in the same direction towards safety and love and purpose. And it might look different, but let's forgive others when their path takes them in directions that don't make sense to us. And let's forgive ourselves when we get off track as well. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. And release. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful ambassadors of love, thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Definitely make sure you're subscribed to Stay Sparked so you will get the new episode when it pops up on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Stay Sparked is what you're going to want to record or subscribe to. And also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Hug Nation YouTube channel, you will get an announcement when I go live. Whether or not you watch on YouTube or Facebook, it's a more accurate notification system than the Facebook one. Thanks for being here. You're so welcome, Al. Thanks for being a part of it. Happy Monday.